How y'all doing out there? We're gonna talk about the man of the hour. You know who he is, Cat Williams. I've been doing videos all week on Cat Williams. Let me know how my levels are out there, y'all. Um, you haven't watched the entire interview yet. Oh yeah, yeah, man. I suggest you do. It is even if you have to watch it in shifts, the 3 hours of your time will be worth it. I know people that are watching it multiple times. You know what I mean? But that Cat Williams, Shannon Sharp, Club Shay Shay interview will go down in 2024 history, right? When they look back in time and see what we were doing at the beginning of the year. Whew, if this is any indication of how this year is going to be, it's going to be wild, man. It's going to be wild. But the title I have for tonight is Cat Williams versus everybody. Let's get him up out of here, man. He said enough of the shenanigans, man. But let me see if I can pull it up. Just give you an idea. Like I said, I did about 4 videos already on Cat Williams. This is like, it's a late Christmas, you know what I'm saying? Like the treasure trove of information that's been relayed out there. But if you don't know who I am, Faucette Media. I'm an entertainment professional for the last 20 plus years. I've been an actor, a writer, a producer, director sometimes, and now full-time YouTuber. Give it up for me. But I just want to kind of put some insight on some things that I heard in the interview, some of the things that are going around. We're going to touch on some other current events if you rock with me. But it's just so much. And Cat, like I said, it was a gift, man. It's no question, Shannon Sharp has to be commended for really sticking to it. He was trying to get this interview for the last, I think he said since 2022 sometimes. And he really worked hard, diligently to make that thing happen, man. And I don't know, man. I think I should start doing some type of interview things. I mean, we're gonna see a lot more interview channels after this. I'm telling you, just because of the success of this one. And it's just been, nonstop, like Shannon and Cat Williams everywhere, right? So, but yeah, I do have a couple industry connects. Not making no promises, but some people that I know that I think would be good. It would be good out here. Hey, what's up in the chat, man? Salute, Jeff. What's happening, Jeff? You in the chat says salute to you. Let's see what Don Lamar is talking about. I see a lot of backbiting online. Not good to see all this division over one man. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. And somebody broke this down. I think it was Bernie Mac's daughter, already. I should have done a dedicated video to her, but she's in the kind of compilation that I put together today. This is nothing new. This conversation about the industry and about comedians that have issues with each other, she talked about it from her father's perspective. Like, it's always been like this. It just hasn't been publicized. It hasn't been put out there in a major way. It hasn't been, the forefront of discussion, right? But, for the most part, we're getting an inside look into somebody. Cat's almost like a whistleblower in a way, where he's just going to put it out there and then, see what comes back at him. And you can see people are scrambling. I don't know where the PR teams are now. They must took the weekend off, man. Maybe they didn't come back from the holidays yet, because you got so many people that are just taking to social media. They're like, "Oh yeah, I gotta get this live off real quick." Let me tell you what Cat really meant about this. Yeah, man. Let's see. Greetings from Chicago. What's up? What's happening from the Chi-Town? Shout out to y'all. Home of Bernie Mac. Yeah. Yeah, man. Bernie Mac was one of my favorite comedians, man. Rest in peace, Bernie. Yeah, man. I was so glad he got to see some mainstream success, before he left this side. I feel like he had, oh, you from Shy? All right. Okay, that's what's up, Don Lamar. You from Shy too. All right, that's what's up. But yeah, I'm so glad Bernie Mac got his flowers, his just due, before he left this mortal coil, And you just hope like somebody, like I said, like Cat Williams, like is out here now speaking in a way that many people have never seen, very candidly. Like I said, he's not perfect. And this is what I say a lot of times is like when you hear him tell these stories, you're supposed to chew the meat and spit out the bones, right? There's so many people that are combing through this thing with a fine-tooth comb and being like, yo, this cannot be possibly true. This is a lie. This is this. And I'm just like, yo, he is a satirist in this moment. Like he basically did what Mark Twain did on paper, live in improv, a basic satire, a basic exposure. You know what I mean? Because what I know about satire is that it reflects on the real situation. Let me pull up the definition of satire right now, just so we're clear. And being a satirist, the use of humor, irony, exaggeration. Let me share my screen. Struggle streaming already. Let's see. Okay, so share that screen. Boom. Let's go big. All right. The use of humor, irony, exaggeration to ridicule, expose, and criticize people's stupidity or vices. So in this case, he's talking about the industry, right? Particularly in the context of contemporary politics or other topical issues. The crude satire seems to be directed at the fashionable protest singers of the time. Okay. So this is what a lot of people fail to realize about Katt. Katt is a highly intelligent individual. I think I saw some meme that say he has an IQ in the 160s, right? Now, some people were using that as an excuse to say, oh, he ran circles around Shannon. No, Shannon is a different kind of genius. Like I said, he was pursuing this interview since 2022 because he knew it would do this. And anybody that was paying attention in the months leading up to this, somebody like myself who does YouTube videos, you could see that this Katt Williams moment was bound to happen, right? People were, they were begging for some Katt Williams material. I was looking for ways to incorporate Katt Williams again, because if you don't know, one of the biggest videos on this channel was the Katt Williams Wanda Smith roast, on the radio station. So I knew already, I was like, that ain't normal. I said, when you see this many people respond this positively, you know what I mean? Like, this is different, man. This is different. Oh, Scooby Hicks says, can we have a moment of silence to everyone Katt Williams exposed on Club Shay Shay? I'm going to give him a air horn. Moment of silence for the destruction. Man. But you know what? I would still say, I don't know if any of the critique and satire that Katt was bringing forth, I still don't think any of it was 100% malicious. He was literally saying it down the line. He was saying this is what it was. He's just telling things that people don't want to be told, you know what I mean? And that's the problem with any truth teller, you know what I mean? You get a truth teller out here and people act like they don't want to hear the truth. And so, it's just an interesting place to be for so many of us. Let's see if we can share another screen. Take that down. All right. And forgive any background noise here, because it's still working out the kinks, this live stream thing is it's something I used to do in the beginning of this channel, but I really went to I started I started doing the pre-record videos, and I saw a bit of growth with that. But I think there is a place for this live stream portion in the Faucette Media universe. Let me see if I can make this smaller. Give me 1 second. Oh, I gotta edit. Even the software's changed, man. Like, look at that. Yeah, man. Oh, what are y'all talking about? Let's see. Katt came through on a comedic Rico. He did a sweep. Refreshing to see the truth get a good light for a change. Absolutely. Absolutely. Said Luda's freestyle was weaker than old lady bladder. Oh man, that's crazy. But yeah, I actually like Ludacris freestyle because I love Ludacris rapping. But was it appropriate for this? Was it an appropriate response for the claim that Katt put on Ludacris? Nah, it wasn't. Oh, what's up, Gail? Gail's in here. Please click the like button. Like button, absolutely. But yeah. Now, I don't know if it's this right here. Like Katt said, it's good versus evil. So folks got to pick a side, period. In some ways, yes, but I just don't think it's actually as black and white as that. I don't think Katt really would say all these people are evil. You understand what I'm saying? Like, just because he mentioned somebody, and then the people that he didn't mention, like Mike Epps, who was I don't know if y'all saw, Mike Epps was pissed that he didn't get mentioned. But it's like a lot of those people were, a lot of those people are caught in a system. Let me just break it down in entertainment terms. They're caught in a system where you are meant to jump through hoops. Can we be honest, right? You're caught in a system where you are not in control by large part. Some people might be more wealthy than others. But ultimately, as an actor, I could even tell you, like, it was all about getting the opportunity, getting the audition. Like, right now, if y'all don't know, Faucette Media, I have another video that I'm working on. I'm actually documenting my process to get the attention of Marvel Studios to potentially audition or replace Jonathan Majors as Kang. Wouldn't that be amazing? Wouldn't that be amazing? But still, in that position, I have to come to a place where I realize that company is so large. It's Disney. And I've had some arguments with some friends about this too. Like, is it appropriate for another black actor to step in there and take the role of Kang? Well, it's either that or we allow them to take Kang out of the MCU entirely. And so if you're trying to affect change, if you're trying to build yourself up to a place, and this is the thing, I come from the people. I'm a man of the people. That's why I'm here. If you're trying to affect change, your platform is only what you do with it. And something like an opportunity, like, I don't know if even Jonathan Majors realized this, like the possibility to go into that world and become this icon worldwide, it's a power position. And I think that's why there was an issue, because I've covered that on this channel too. I think there was an issue with some people in Jonathan Majors taking on that mantle, having that much influence, and the decisions that he was making going into it. Now, he's a young brother. He's a talented brother, absolutely. But I don't know if he knew some of the moves he was making, like that Ebony cover, could have such a big impact on how black men are viewed writ large. Like, he talked about it like it was a personal attack against him. And I don't think he understood what people were actually saying. People were actually saying, this imagery, you come in at the you're a big buff dude who just got finished beating Michael B. Jordan around in the ring and whatever else movies, like now you're Kang the Conqueror. And the first thing they do is they dress you up and throw you on a couch with some pink on and some thigh high boots. That's what Katt's talking about the emasculation. And I'm not a big Illuminati theorist. You know what I mean? I've been in this industry for a long time. I know there are people that are in charge. People hang out with each other. Yes, sure. But the ritualistic part of it is a little bit, eh, I'm definitely not on that level, but I don't see it as being like some control mechanism. You know what I mean? I just don't. And, so are there people that are in control that are making decisions that impact us all? Absolutely. But, I think this governing body that dictates to people is kind of a thing of myth. Has it existed in the past? I'm pretty sure. But there's been all types of organizations and stuff that have that type of influence. You can think of all the organizations, um, the fraternities that all the presidents are in. You know what I mean? Like, I think that is a control mechanism. They have influence in some ways, but I mean, I think that varies on who's in power and who's in control. I don't want to get deep. This isn't a conspiracy channel. I know there are some. I was watching this one girl. She does all like conspiracy theory stuff, and then she ties it into everything. But it's like she's got some interesting streams, and people are right there with her, man. As far as content goes, like I don't know. Let me know. Let me know if there's a conspiracy theory that y'all want me to do some investigation on. But I just think it's really. And thank you, Mr. Duda Real. Thank you. if you see it and believe it, you can achieve it. Go for it, brother. Absolutely. Now I'm up against some people that I've seen before. It's funny because as long as I've been in this, like it's like you rise up with the same people that are around your age or a little older, and you're always in competition with them. And one of the names that's being rumored for a Kang replacement is somebody that's beaten me out for a role before, Coleman Domingo. Shout out to him. He's a talented brother. He was in Rustin this year, probably be nominated for an Oscar this year. But I'm just like, yo. I was like, I don't think he's going to bring to it what I'm going to bring to it. And so I did a little video and I'm trying to edit it together now. I was going to release it before now, but thank you, Katt Williams. Katt Williams got us all riled up, and now we all doing Katt Williams videos. But you can't miss, the timeliness of this type of thing and this type of YouTube industry, But yeah, man. Let's see, what does it say here? Oh, Don Lamont, you're an actor too? That's what's up. That's why I'm not acting. The material out now is deplorable. Don't mind selling my ideas, but I'm not interested in proving myself as an actor. The business is a lot different. Yeah, I mean, that explains a lot of the situation that I'm in. Part of the reason I've looked at, the internet as an outlet for some of my creative ability. Like some people don't even know I'm an actor. They just think, oh, that's the dude that does the reactions over there. I had somebody in the comments today try to say something like that. Like, yo, I'm like, can I get a little respect? But I guess you don't know that side of me. But I think, where was I? I was talking about before I got onto those comments, the haters. Yeah, let me know in the comments what I was talking about, but I'm gonna keep it moving. Maybe get into some of this video. And part of me is like, I should do like a marathon stream at some point and just comb through this whole video, every little bit of it. Might do that. We're gonna watch a little bit of it today and see. Um, can't post comments to some destinations. Okay. All right. Also, y'all, make sure you join the Patreon. Got a Patreon there, several different levels. There's going to be exclusive content on there, content that I can't put on YouTube or any of this other social media platforms. Nothing crazy, right? But good stuff that maybe didn't perform on the channel. There's also going to be a possibility of live streams. The more people that come over there, the better it'll be. So you see it going right there. Join the Patreon, y'all. I'm pushing it for 2024, y'all. Not that one. Oh, you can also support the channel with a super chat, super thanks, membership, or Cash App. Faucette Media on everything. Anyway, yeah, damn, I can't remember what that is. I didn't put it in the comments today. All right, well, I'll keep moving on. That's what happens, man. I'm just at the age right now where I'm just like, if it comes to me, it comes to me. Oh, I forgot. All right, I forgot. There it is. We're moving. Share screen. All right, let me add it back in. Okay, so this is, if y'all have been living under a rock, this is Katt Williams on Club Shay Shay. Now, do y'all prefer watching it like this or this? I should do another layout like this too. Yeah. Okay. Oh shit. Did that take me out? Anyway, we can also do some other things too. I do have a call-in link. If y'all want to come up and talk about this. We can talk about this. We can talk about some other things that are going on in the world. Y'all can put me on game. I'm usually pretty up to date on what is happening out here, but it's late, so I'm gonna just go ahead and drop the link for y'all. If you want to come through, there is the StreamYard link in the chat right there. Boom. All right. One slice. And I can't tell you how much this made me want to get Shannon's cognac. I'm already a cognac drinker. Man, this was the best commercial for this. Like, his sales are going to go through the roof. Make sure y'all can hear everything. You can
Hello,
hear
welcome to another episode of Club Shay Shay. I am your host, Shannon Sharp. I'm also the proprietor of Club Shay Shay, the guy that's stopping by for conversation and a drink today. Ladies and gentlemen, you're going to love him. Some call him the greatest, one of the greatest comedians, dead or alive. One of America's greatest entertainers, one of the funniest men on the planet, world-renowned, multi-talented, a comedy legend. He's the top touring comedian selling out arenas. He's a hilarious storyteller, Emmy Award-winning actor, voice actor, rapper, writer, producer, director, icon, genius, a national treasure, philanthropist, humanitarian, social activist, a father, one of the great funny men of our generation and any generation, Mr. Katt Williams.
Wow. Thank you, sir.
How was that
magnificent. You are magnificent at intros, and you did not skimp on mine. I
appreciate that. You know, anytime you come to Club Shay Shay, we have to toast.
Yes.
Bro, you've been doing it. I mean, you're one of the top one of the top touring comedians of all time. You already got started before we started taping.
I did.
Appreciate that. Tell people at home.
I thought they were lying, and yeah, name in the same that have never been heard in all.
Well, thanks for stopping by the club. I understand that you're very, very busy, and for you to take time out of your busy schedule and stop in today, we really, really appreciate it here at Club Shay Shay. So thanks for stopping by, Katt.
And I needed you to know why I came by.
Yeah, I need you to tell us why.
People know I don't go everywhere. I'm not interested in talking to people unless it's like a Larry King or somebody else.
That's a high compliment. That's a high compliment that Katt believes that Shannon is in that realm of being like a Larry King. You know what I mean? If you remember Larry King, rest in peace, it was a very, direct one-on-one. Like, there's a lot of lessons that you can learn, especially for somebody like me who's potentially, going to be doing some interviews on this channel. Like, Larry King, you got to watch those interviews because he would get the best questions and get people in the best responses. So that's a high compliment for Katt recognizing that and giving that honor to Shannon, you know.
An amazing ilk that I would actually want to go talk to in real life.
Okay.
I don't do it so I can sell product, and I got things.
Maybe I can get Katt Williams for my first interview. We'll blow this channel up, right?
Sell, so let me come talk. You have a great product here, and as a fan base, we love the attention that you spend on the guest. We love how much work you've done, how well you know them, how prepared you are. The same things that we liked about you in football. You brought that on over to here, and that's why it resonates. And the reason I had to come is because you've made a safe place for the truth to be told. You know what I mean?
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And I have watched all of these lowbrow comedians come here and disrespect you in your face and tell you straight up lies.
Wow.
I'm talking about things that have never been heard in all of Black Hollywood. They feel comfortable sitting here lying to you about it.
So this is where it starts. This is where Katt's about to go crazy. Let's see. Put the names in the chat. Who are the people that he is talking about right here? How many people? We should do like a wager. We should do a wager on how many, who can get closest to the amount of names of people that were mentioned in the Katt Williams interview. That in itself is a skill, because who's able to think about that many people, you know, like all in the same time in your interview? You know, that's what happens when you go to interview without an agenda. You know, like Katt was saying, yeah, I'm on tour, but I'm not selling tickets to a tour right now. I am here to let what's in here out there. and he did it. He did it, man. That's a feat in itself.
You gonna set the record straight?
Are you kidding me? You let Ricky Smiley sit here and you said out that
There's
mouth.
one. Okay.
You stole Friday After Next, the one I was in. I wish all of America fumbled a bit when that happened. And then he said some stuff that we haven't heard in 100 years in Hollywood. You ain't say nothing. This man told you he had Katt Williams' role. He was gonna be Money Mike, and Katt Williams was gonna be the Santa Claus.
Do y'all believe that? Y'all believe that? Of course, we've gotten that clarified now. Ice Cube has come out and said what the story really is, and you know, I think what happened, and this is from my knowledge as an actor, I think what happened is Ricky Smiley and Ice Cube knew each other, so there was a conversation where Ricky Smiley was told, "Yeah, we're gonna work together. We're gonna do it," and then a script arrives. It's a new Friday. It's a Christmas Friday. All right, we got a role here. This a pimp. You know, let's try you on that one. He does the audition. He does his best, but he's already got a job. So Ice Cube has basically told him, "You're going to be in this movie. And if you're auditioning for the role of Money Mike in your audition, you just assuming I got the role of Money Mike, right?" Not so fast. There's one last audition we have, and usually that last audition is in front of everybody. It's in front of the producers, the writers, the director, casting, and everybody's got to sign off on this final decision to bring Ricky Smiley from, I guess back then he was already established, but we got to bring you out here. And basically what he says is, you got this one last audition. And he's like, "Cool, I'm in the bag. I got it. I'm going to be playing this." He's probably telling his friends, "Yeah, I'm going to be playing this pimp in this new Ice Cube Friday." Boom. And then they find Katt Williams. A man who, if he was supposed to be anything, based on his on-stage persona, I'm guessing, Money Mike was a role that was made for him. Like sometimes you're blessed with roles that are just they fit like a glove. And then on top of that, Katt got a chance to write. I mean, well, and this was also in question too, because Ice Cube wanted to say that Katt didn't write because the role was already written. But the ad-libbing that's comedians' bread and butter. Comedians get hired all the time to come in and basically punch up the script live. This improv that you're seeing here, what Katt is able to do, you have to give them that. That is their gift. That is what they offer to a movie. That is the new element that they're introducing every time they take on a role, which is why people love comedians, because you could think about 100 movies. Like what was I always think of Anchorman. Anchorman, there was so much like, kind of impromptu stuff. Like you even saw them freestyling in the outtakes. That's what comedians do. That's why they get the big bucks, right? You know what I mean? So yeah, you got to respect that that hustle. Anyway, anybody that comes up here that calls in, I want to make sure we have a real person here. So I'm gonna need you to cam up if you want to, then turn off after that. I gotta see your face because last time I'm not no rookie at this live streaming, man. But yeah. But yeah, so that's where I see that conversation going between Ricky and Katt. Ricky and the production team, Ricky, his representation, his manager, which he got on the phone, and then Katt coming in and just ripping it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, of course, yeah. If you really look at it, Ricky was supposed to have the better end of it. If he hadn't had his face covered through the whole movie, Ricky got the better end of it because Ricky's in more of the movie. The Santa Claus goes from the beginning scenes all the way to the end of the movie. Money Mike is introduced at the mini mart or whatever with Donna. Donna, come over here, Donna. Damn, I don't even remember her name. KD Bear. Shout out to her. I ran into her one time at church. Amazing. I'm just say that. It was a church I was visiting. It's not, my church. But yeah. Wherever Katie is. I want to hear Katie Bear's response to Katt Williams' interview now. Since that was Donna. Yeah, Donna need to come out of retirement and say what's up, man. say what really happened. But anyway.
Now, three quick points. You mean in Hollywood, they cast a 5'5" black Santa Claus that weigh 145 pounds? That's your story. Your story is the Ricky Smiley that couldn't even do curse words because he had a Christian fan base. He was going to play the pimp. Why you didn't ask him why has he played a woman in more movies than he's played a man?
Uh-oh. That was another point right there. That Katt brought up. And, he said he had the contract where he was saying, and this is down the line, I guess this is after the fact. But, so people have contract writers, right? You all are familiar with writers, right? Maybe I have to explain it. Like music artists, especially, you can make certain requests in your contract. And I assume that this goes this way, in movies as well. I have never had an opportunity to add something like I need this or I won't show up type thing, because I'm still working my way up to that level. But Katt seems to say he had a specific writer in there for Ricky Smiley after this film that he wanted him to be in a dress, which this is where I come to the satire. This is where we come to the Mark Twain of it all. Are we to take Katt Williams at his word for everything he says? There's always some embellishment. He is a comedian, after all. Like, you have to understand where to separate the straight, hard facts and, him just being kind of like hilarious. You know what I mean? So I think that's one of the places where it wasn't literal that he wrote into his, which is funny. Yeah. Um, he wrote into his contract that Ricky Smiley had to be in a dress. No, that's not true.
Didn't know
He shouldn't be able. You wouldn't let a athlete that been on steroids talk about one of the greats. Ricky Smiley can't act because Ricky Smiley can't act. He told you the story about when the movie came out. Where did he say he watched it? At home. He wasn't even at the premiere. You telling this man, you stole that. Oh, so he could get his name in the same sentence with a great one. It is sad.
And you know, that's funny because a lot of people have tried to say that about Katt, that he was mentioning people that he wanted to that were popular. I think Kevin Hart, when he said his response, because he had a Twitter response, and then he also had his NBA when he was doing the commentary on NBA. Random, him and the Plastic Cup Boys were just happened to be doing commentary the day after this, where he said that this is a good way for Katt to get in the conversation with some of these other people who are doing. Sure, because this has become the biggest event of 2024 so far. So mentioning other people obviously is going to bolster that. But I think Katt, and like I said, I've been watching the trends for months, and I've been seeing how much people want to see Katt, and I've been trying to figure out ways how to incorporate him into the channel. I think Katt had this on his own. He has this buzz on his own, like he said, 12 comedy specials. Yeah, of course you're gonna have some type of people clamoring for whatever you say to follow the words that that you utter.
Was just that bitter when we were shooting it. He told everybody, it should have been my role. Everybody on the scene. Why do you think no cast member has ever said anything?
He couldn't have played that role like you. I thought he was.
Sir, no one. Why no?
That's what
he
I was
was
saying.
With KD. He beat up Terry Crews. Why nobody know this story?
He was with KD all bear. That's what he's talking about. Okay, here you go. Don Lamont says I'm sipping my grape juice and agree with Katt. 100. It's kind of hard for Katt to be taken serious in acting because of his squeaky voice. How do Katt show range? I think you'd be mistaken. Katt has a distinctive voice, but don't get it twisted. Katt Williams has an Emmy Award. I don't know if you ever saw a little show called Atlanta where Katt Williams, the alligator man, showed you his range. Katt hasn't had an opportunity to go dramatic. I think he can do it. I mean, other than that episode, you know what I mean? I would say that was serial dramatic because, I've been thinking about Atlanta, and somebody did a couple of think pieces on Atlanta, and they talked about the Afrofuturism element of Atlanta and how it's surreal. It's not supposed to be read at face value. Obviously, it's some strange things happening, like an alligator in the house. But Katt Williams absolutely is an excellent actor, and that showed it. For him to just jump in and Friday to be his first movie, I would say he was an amazing actor. The way he did that, I mean, obviously, like you said, it was close to, kind of his on-stage persona in some ways. But Katt actually has, and this is coming from somebody with acting experience. Like, I went to school for 7 years studying acting. That's what I'm saying, y'all. I don't know what I can do with that kangaroo. I'm ready to show y'all some other stuff, man. Like, let me at it. Get to play different characters. But anyway, what I'm saying about Katt is he's an excellent actor. You can see the act outs he does on stage and tell that he can act. Not all comedians are great actors, like he's saying about some other comedians. But when you see it, and he can work the camera. He knows how to be comfortable on camera. and let the camera come to him at times, like serious acting skills. I think some of the comedians will surprise themselves in dramatic roles, like a lot of them. Just like we saw with Robin Williams, we saw with who else? Chris Tucker. I know he gets that Chris Tucker in this too, but shoot, Eddie Murphy when he did serious roles. You start to see some. Oh, of course, Jamie Foxx. Can we give it up for Jamie Foxx? How about Jamie Foxx dodging all of this? I don't think Jamie Foxx got mentioned in this at all. That's interesting. That's interesting based on, who Jamie Foxx is in Hollywood, like Katt didn't mention him, just like Mike Epps said. He didn't mention Mike Epps. I guess you can't mention everybody, but thought it was interesting.
Somebody in Hollywood, they switched off roles. You take this and what? So Ricky Smiley knows this, and I don't know why he would lose a child and come on the air and start lying. That's why people believe in rituals right there. It's because, well, why would he lie? I don't know why liars lie.
Yeah, shout out to Ricky too. I know he's going through a lot, losing his son last year, and so I understand I don't understand why it was recorded, but there was a video of him breaking down backstage of a comedy show, and he talked about his depression and the position that he's in. That's why I said the tears of a clown are real. If you've ever known a comedian, they can be some of the most fascinating people, and they can be the most kind of, I don't know what you call it, not bipolar, but they have like a dark side sometimes. Like, a lot of times they're just up and fun and fun and fun, but there is some serious stuff behind it, if you've ever been around a comedian and, how they deal with grief and loss and, how they are in their personal lives and, with their children or whatever, there's another side to them, and that's with any artist, obviously. There's some actors that are also very dark, but, I've always been able to separate myself from the work, but you just think it's interesting because they're filled with so much levity in life that you must think that they, can joke their way through some traumatic situations. But no, people are human, and that's why I say, shout out to Ricky, take your time. This is jokes. You got to take it as jokes just like it is, that's why I say you take what Katt is saying with a grain of salt. It's not, Bible and verse. You know what I mean? But yeah, man.
But I can tell you this. We auditioned in Los Angeles.
Yes.
I was audition number 201. 200 Black comedians auditioned for the role of Money Mike with me. You're saying all 201 of us was auditioning and you had already had the role and had already shot the role in 4 days? The truth of the matter is the Money Mike in the original script got in the bathroom, and that's what Ricky Smiley was okay with.
All right. Gotta censor it a little bit for YouTube. I think you can discuss certain topics now. They made some kind of rule change, but these words, man, you got to get the censored version.
Katt Williams had to take the risk in front of the studios and the cast and our powers that be in his very first movie and say respectfully, humbly, guys, if we're talking about anything else, I have no credibility and I have no pull. But we're talking about comedy, right, where I have all the credibility and all the pull.
All right.
The problem with Friday After Next is we're trying to make a classic comedy. And this comedy involves and is never funny, no matter who it happens to or what the circumstances are. Yeah. If you would allow me to allow us to do this movie without a Black man getting in it, I promise you that it will be twice as funny as it would be with him getting.
So yeah, that's a interesting point because Ice Cube had some pushback towards that. He said, "I never do a movie with that in it." But then he also alluded to the Players Club scene where he basically they shot around it. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a direct scene. You saw the moment before and the moment after. So I don't know how that fits into Friday, Cat. I mean, I yeah. But it wouldn't be the first time, something that probably they shoot and would end up on the floor, the cutting room floor. The scene in itself is disturbing enough. I don't think you remember big Terry Crews at his biggest, standing over Cat Williams and throwing water on him. Like this is some jailhouse stuff, you know what I mean? Which is disturbing to say the least. But, our films have been filled with trauma in the past. You think about, all the boys in the hoods and all these other things. Can you put this into because there are dramatic elements to the Friday series. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Ice Cube definitely said he wouldn't ever show it, but I don't know if I don't know. I'm still 50-50 on where's the truth in this? Ice Cube says, we ain't have it. Katt's certain that it was there. So how do you mistake that? Did Katt speak out of turn here? Did he say something that he wasn't supposed to say? I don't know. Like I said, there were serious elements. First Friday, Debo gets hit in the face with a brick. That's serious, you know what I mean? Like, that's nothing to laugh about that, I guess, unless you just hate Debo. I guess there was that part. But, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't kind of fit in the holiday movie vibe. And that could have been a serious moment. Because how do you come back from that? If you do an R-word scene, some jailhouse stuff in Friday, what do you do next? Is that a laugh? Is that like, oh, he got him? Yeah. Yeah, man. Like he had the pliers on his junk. Like there was already some stuff in there that was disturbing. But to push it to that far would have been crazy. But yeah, man. So yeah. Oh, it says Don Lamont said, Debo was supposed to play the Terry Crews role. Yes, I did. I saw that clip today of Debo, Zeus, Tiny Lister, talking about not doing that role. And like it could have been for that reason. That's why I say, whose recollection is the sharpest or the most correct. Who knows? Yeah, but there's nothing funny about that. And so I'm so glad that Katt believes he advocated for himself in that moment, because that's what it is, and this is what I talk about when I talk about, I don't know if there's a hidden hand that is controlling everything in the way. People are spitballing ideas and they're like, oh, well, we can do this and this will get us a lot of attention. But it's up to you whether or not you say yes or no. It's the power of no. And I've always known that, if there was ever something that was, like a role that I didn't want to do, like I think Don Lamont was talking about some of the roles, I think it was him, that he was offered and how Hollywood is in the, in the pits as far as the roles that are being offered. Well, you always have the power to say no. You always have the power to walk away. It's your one magic word in business, in entertainment. I'd say this to Taraji P. Henson, who gets mentioned here as well. Like, there's a reason. I mean, people take advantage of you in negotiation because you're not willing to walk away and say no. That word, that one word can make all the difference in the world on what you're doing or what you're allowing into your artistic life, you know? And so, yeah, you got to be able to say no. You got to be able to walk away. So that's the important thing to take away from this beat of, what Katt Williams is talking about. He's like, no, we don't need that.
So considering that's the real story, why would you bring up that story? 35 members of the cast and crew have never brought up that Ricky Smiley was going to play Money Mike. No one ever saw me put on a Santa Claus suit. We got a wardrobe department. They made a Santa Claus suit for me. Why that wasn't in the bloopers? Why? And here's the other thing. Everything that Money Mike said, Katt Williams wrote. So what Ricky Smiley say on his?
Now, Katt, that's what Katt is saying. That is what Katt is saying. Everything he said, he wrote. I remember Katt saying in another interview, I respect the writers. You know what I'm saying? I respect the writers. And that's so true. Not everybody that you see in film and TV is an improviser. Even if it's a plan mapped out improv, not everybody has a skill for that. And Katt Williams is one of those people who is a writer, who writes on a regular basis. We can tell by putting out 12 specials, like, who does that, other than Dave Chappelle. You know what I mean? I don't even know how many Chappelle got out. He just keeps coming out with them, and they're, hours and hours of special. It's very hard to write stand-up material, as Wayne is saying in the chat, but it's very hard to write your lines on set. I've had to do it a couple times where, especially on sitcoms, because what it is they'll give you basically a skeleton of what's happening in the scene, right? But in between that skeleton of this needs to happen and it needs to lead to this, you have a lot of space in between to improv and make up things, or to write a line in your head, and the people that can do it, the people that can think on their feet are valuable. They are the people that always working, you know what I mean? Especially in comedy, especially in sitcoms. They have a pilot every season, because that is invaluable. You need that person in there. These writers that we think are brilliant, a lot of times it's not them. You have to be a great performer on top of that. Denzel Washington, Training Day. That's what I was thinking of. Training Day was a movie that in existence, the script existed, but it was for a white actor originally. And then when Denzel Washington comes in, he's like, no, we got to change all this. Let me do my Denzel. Yeah. We got to change all this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was Denzel. So that's why, you get a brilliant director and you get a brilliant actor like Denzel Washington, and they get a mediocre script in some cases, formulaic script in some cases, and you get magic. That's why I hate when people undervalue the position of actors and what their contribution is. Some people in the conversation about Taraji P. Henson and her worth were so disrespectful because they don't really understand what an actor is and how much the contribution of the performer is. They just, there's even some people in the industry that don't understand that contribution that actors make. They think of actors as glorified set pieces, they say sometimes. But when you have a great one, you know it. When you have Denzel Washington walk into that role and go down to the jungles and beat on his chest with lines that he wrote, that he improv in the moment with the given circumstances, then you know the value of an actor. So yeah, I mean, people were saying some wild shit about Taraji. Like, I was like, y'all need to put some respect on Taraji P. Henson's name. I mean, like, she gives you she's always in a good mood. She's joking. From her first movie, she's always playful. Like, really look how accomplished Taraji P. Henson is. And then ask yourself if she doesn't deserve the money that she was asking for and the roles that she was asking for. If she doesn't deserve to at least not have to fight for that money. This is an Oscar-nominated, Golden Globe winning. I forgot about the fact that she already won a Golden Globe. I knew she had won something. SAG award-winning actress. And y'all think of her as Cookie Lion, you know, and she keeps herself personable. So you feel like that's somebody in your family that you know. Taraji ain't for no play. And y'all like, oh, she plays. Yeah, I heard somebody say just the most random, disrespectful stuff in the comments. And I'm like, y'all must not know what an actor is. There's a reason that people responded when Taraji said what she said, because it's highly, you know, it's highly disrespectful to the craft in itself. But anyway, let me go on. Back to Katt Williams.
You can't say my lines, I wrote them. That's how I already know that I'm going to be funnier than you. What he told everybody was Katt Williams, and don't nobody know who he is. I'm on the radio. I'm with Steve and Said. Everybody know me. That's what he told everybody that would listen to on the set. That's the truth of the matter. He was so egregious, not now, then. He was so egregious that, and Hollywood has never heard this in 100 years. He was so egregious, I put in my contract that I won't work with Ricky Smiley again unless he's in a dress. Now, what was Ricky Smiley's next movie? Was it First Sunday? Did he wear a dress in it? You bet he did. It's in my contract.
Why would you put that in your contract, Katt?
Exactly, Shannon. See, Shannon says what we're all thinking right there. This is why he's a good interviewer. He let him go. He let him say what he wanted to say. Now, people wanted more pushback. Shannon let Katt get that off and then asked him what we would ask him. Well, why would you put that in your contract, Katt? Well, he said it like Shannon. He said it in Shannon's voice. I got a Shannon impersonation, but I'm not going to do it here. Skip. Come on, Skip. He was even on there with Stephen A. Smith that first week. He was like, listen, Skip. He was, oh man, I fully used to call him Skip. My bad, Stephen. And he was like, no, take it easy, man. You know, it's no big deal. Anyway, y'all know I got some jokes too.
That's where he's a believable actor. Him and Tyler Perry can't play a man to save their life. They play good women. And I believe that the best actor should be in the best role.
So that's why, because when we released that clip and he said that, you responded because he said he was supposed to play Money Mike and you were supposed to play Santa Claus.
An outright lie.
So
that he knows is a lie.
So why would he say it?
Because he's a liar. Nobody knows why liars lie. And that's why I had to come on the program. Cedric did the same thing. Cedric told you when you asked him, did you steal Katt Williams' joke? Yeah. He said, it don't line up. How it don't line up that I did it on TV in 2018? You came to see me at the Comedy Store do it in 2019. And
oh, he means 1998 and 2000. Or 29. I guess that was 1998 and 1999. So that's enough. Next point. Cedric the Entertainer. He's talking about Cedric the Entertainer. He goes in on Cedric. Cedric the Entertainer, somebody else that brought me a lot of joy, you know, in my years. I love the Kings of Comedy, you know, that movie. But, you know, Katt brings up some points about Cedric and, you know, the similarities in the joke. I broke it down in the video earlier, or yesterday or the day before, about the similarities in that premise, you know, and that's what it is. It's a premise. So the premise and the act out of it is Black people act like this in their long 72, what do you call it, deuce and a quarter, like the rides, the cars that they had, there was a certain process, like the car breaking down, like Katt lifting up it's an act out, but it was distinctively Katt's. But just like somebody said in the comments here, Mr. Real, he said he explained that. You were talking about the Ricky Smiley situation. I'm talking about Cedric, which also applies. He explained that they all thought Katt was a nobody and wasn't going to blow up one day. Right. So if you say, and this is the thing, you ever heard of Mego? MEGO, my eyes glazed over. It's a legal, I guess it's a legal term, but it happens in the industry where, and it's happened to me, where somebody might have encountered your work. Here is a joke. They were backstage watching you, or they were in the back of the crowd and they were just taking notes as a celebrity comedian, and they saw something. Now, as somebody who performs live like Katt Williams, you're not thinking anybody's in there about to potentially take your joke. But there's also a place where, people have said this about Robin Williams, and I love Robin Williams. He's a genius in his own right. But they said Robin Williams could sit in the back of the club at the Comedy Store, I think it was, and just inhale your act, basically. Like, so now they're being hit with all these ideas, all these other comedians, and they're inspired by it. So when they go to write theirs, they think of a joke that is similar, and they don't really necessarily even remember that it came from the Cat in the Hat. So Cedric's really, he's really staunchly on his heel that he's saying he wrote that joke before, like 6 years before, he brought it to Kings of Comedy. But I mean, Katt Williams might have been working on it that long, like he said he got it punched up by Mark Curry. Shout out to Mark Curry. Mark Curry is one of the unsung heroes of this. I can see Katt has a lot of respect for him, and I've always heard great things about Mark Curry. And I remember him coming along and hanging with Mr. Cooper. I was there watching every week, and, just seeing his stand up. Mark Cooper is somebody who, he's still a working comedian, and he was a killer back there in the 90s, I think Katt, he was probably somebody that took Katt under his wing and really shepherded him along, because he was very, respectful. And he's probably heard this story many times about people taking stuff from Mark Curry, Yeah. The UPS joke. Yeah, I saw that. Swing Out Museum. Shout out to Swing Out Museum. One of the supporters of the channel. You too can become a member. You see that icon by Swing Out Museum? By joining the Faucette Media channel. Swing Out Museum is one of my longest members. Trying to get more, y'all. But I also got a Patreon, y'all. Actually, I'd rather you join the Patreon before the membership. But thank you for your support for the channel for this long time. Appreciate it. But yeah, so Mark Curry takes Katt under the wing. He has a lot of respect for him. And, it's one thing to steal somebody's essence, I think they call it. I've heard a comedian say, I think this was Dane Cook years ago, talking about essence. Yeah, I think there's no way to really turn the channel memberships off, Gail, but I definitely do want to push to Patreon. But I want to thank people that are members already as well. So little behind the scenes work, and action. Now we back. But yeah, it's the essence, right? So that's kind of the idea of what you're doing. But with this being such a prominent bit in Katt's repertoire at the time, it was his closing bit. where he's doing the act out of the car, no words, just music playing, and the certain things happen. You know, sure, Cedric also has a black experience where he had a 72 deuce and a quarter that he had to, you know, start up a certain way, you know, hit the shifter, you know what I'm saying? So, and then he adds the element of the spaceship. So is that different or is that the same? Does he get inspired by Katt Williams doing it? Or is he actually, you know, taking it? That's a question for comedians, obviously. I think shout out to Aber and Preach. Aber and Preach are pretty clear that it was taken. I think on that one. Because, you know, people don't realize Aber and Preach, just like I'm an actor, they're comedians, you know. Like us YouTubers had lives before YouTube, y'all. we did other things, y'all, in the best world. I mean, I don't know, maybe some YouTubers. Like now I'm tripping how many Gen Z and Gen A kids want to be YouTubers. Like that is their goal. Before a doctor, lawyer, before an astronaut, they want to be a YouTuber or a successful YouTuber. I think they want Mr. Beast level. They don't necessarily want Faucette Media, but Mr. Beast level is where they want to be. You know? Ryan Trahan level, you know, or whoever. Shannon Sharp level now. Shannon Sharp is a successful YouTuber. Can you believe it? It's crazy. Go from the Hall of Fame to YouTube, man. He down here with us. I need to get some leather couches though to keep up with them, man. That set is amazing too, by the way. All right, let's get back into the video. I'm not gonna be on here too much longer. Just wanted to give y'all a little sample. You know what I mean? What does it say? Okay. Peach Pie thinks, nope, not different. Same thing. Body language, music, same. Katt, heavy time investment. Yes. Katt did work on that joke for a very long time. And like he said, Mark Curry helped him punch it up. He's like, oh, what about if you do this? You know, that's the other thing people don't talk about is that comedians are always tagging each other's jokes. So they'll see you do something and they'll be like, oh, it would be funnier if, you know, if it wasn't just a car, it was a spaceship. You know what I mean? Or, you know, or if it wasn't just, what if they went to the moon and he was blasting and a cigarette that he was smoking floated up into space or something? You just acted that out. You know, like there's always some, like I was saying on the scripts, punch up. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. Oh, you think it's sad that the kids are attracted to YouTube? I think it's pretty good. I think it's I think YouTube prepares you for a lot of different things. And actually, a lot of people in the industry that saw I was doing YouTube, they were like, why are you doing that? I'm like, y'all don't know? Oh, you don't know? YouTube is actually distribution in the future. There are some people that if you make a movie and you take it to a distribution company, one of the monetization methods is they'll put it on their YouTube channel. See, this is the gems that you'll get from Faucette Media. Y'all haven't even got into my areas of expertise. You know, I can talk about a lot of different topics. And that's another skill you gain from being a YouTuber. You get to talk and explore and research a lot of different topics. But I went to school for acting, and I know a lot about that industry in particular. But yeah, man. So you say I'm shooting bail? Malik, I ain't shooting Cedric no bail. I'm just saying it happens. Great minds think alike. You know, Katt's pretty sure on it. I think they're very close. I do think they're very close. I will give you that. I think they are very, very, very close. But do I think he just jumped out there and was like, you know, if you saw a great Katt bit and then you go, you're writing your comedy. I mean, Bernie Mac seems to think, you know, he was maybe in the presence of some people that could, you know, sample some material. If you saw that clip, that's in my latest video. Check that out. Yeah. there's a possibility that, they could kind of get your content into their ecosystem. Anyway, it's just like YouTube. We talking about YouTube. Yeah, Swing Out Museum saying learn how to fix a refrigerator and a washing machine from YouTube videos. That's right. YouTube is so impactful right now. And I'm not gonna be able to get through 3 hours this late, I don't think. But YouTube is so impactful that like you can learn skills, you can do a lot of different things. It's such a wide range of entertainment. Once they introduce a YouTube app that you can watch on your TV, game over. Game over. It's TV now. I find myself watching YouTube as much as HBO, as much as Amazon, all of those other streaming services, Netflix, as much, if not more. And I think, of course, I'm here and I'm doing research on the platform, but there's no difference between this video that Shannon Sharp put together. You see the quality. You see that camera work? You see exactly how much effort was put into this production, right? You see that set. That is a real set. All that, that fireplace, the fake fireplace and the chairs. This is TV level production value. You got the camera on a slider. I think they brought up on the Joe Budden podcast. Shout out to JBP. But yeah, it's and I try to do my best in my situation. I don't have the budget of a Shannon Sharp, but you kind of see where things are going and you see where the industry is evolving. And for so long, there's been so many barriers in between somebody like me bringing a show to somebody like you, an audience. One of the biggest benefits of having YouTube is that not only is it, and this is YouTube advice, you can pay for the consultation. I'll give you all the game, but I'm gonna just give you a piece here, is that YouTube actually has not only a distribution method, but they have a way, an algorithm that brings audience to you. And once you know how to work that algorithm, which believe me, I'm no master. I'd be there every time I'm scratching my head. I'm like, I had it figured out, and now I don't know what's going on. But there's that is valuable. Just think about TV back in the day. If you wanted to be on, I saw in the movies, they're doing a new Fall Guy. The Fall Guy. You remember that TV show? They're doing it with Ryan Gosling. And, he's a stuntman. He's this, he's that. That was a TV show back in the day. You used to watch Lee Majors jump off a building or whatever. Now, I am Lee Majors right here. You understand what I'm saying? I have as many eyes and sometimes as those shows did back then. That's a power that didn't exist up until, like we say, in 2006 when YouTube came about. And so now the gatekeeper that once was, stopping us from even putting a camera in front of our face and a microphone and having a little set or having a big set like this, where you can do your own product placement. See that? Shannon is his own sponsor. His cognac is in a product placement area where it can be seen. I forgot what it's called. It's called Shea. I forgot the name of it. That is a power like you can't imagine. You used to have to pay for that. As a matter of fact, I heard something the other day. That's why they used to call it the soaps. It's because they were sponsored by the soap company. You get it? So now Shannon Sharp, a black man, has set up, he invested in himself, got himself some nice leather couches, which I might have to look those up now that I think about it. Because that's kind of the look I was wanting to go. I want to go a little more classic, you know what I mean? And you can basically have your own television program. Crazy. On all of the TVs in the world. Really. That's crazy. Shout out to Salty Balls. Salty Balls. You're the stream sponsor right here with the $10 super chat. No comment, no question, just a pure love of the game. Right? Shout out. Who says that? Shout out to Lead Attorney. I saw Lead Attorney was on Harley. What was it? Harley Initiated? What was that channel? Did a great job on there. Go check that interview out for the Lead Attorney. He was giving up some good game. I'm gonna have to go back and look at it too. Because let me make sure I got the channel right. You know, the show where they have all the pastors on there. Yeah, Harley Initiated. Lead Attorney was on there. Great episode. Check out the homie TLA on Harley Initiated. But yeah, I think that's about it. But yeah, man, we can talk about the industry too, man. If y'all have industry questions, you know, because like I said, this is it's one of my dreams to kind of produce. You know, I've always been a creative kid, and you know, I was an actor, and I've got a wealth of information about the entertainment industry that I normally don't get to share that often, especially on this channel, because I can talk about so many different topics. We can talk about relationships. We could talk about politics. I can go on politics. I try to avoid it here, but you got to be like Katt. Katt Williams is genius level. You know what I mean? Oh, what does that say? Oh, FYI, those were the lyrics to the Fall Guy song. I love that. Maybe I could sing on this channel. I could sing the Fall Guy song. What was it? And I love Lenny's pretty. It's true. I hey. I used to love that show. Anyway, he's like that in the Dukes of Hazzard. Don't judge me. But y'all, it's been real, y'all. We've been rocking for a little bit. I'm gonna build my sea legs back up and get some live streams out to you all on a more regular basis. Hopefully, knock on wood, if my work schedule permits. I am trying to make sure you follow me on TikTok. I'm trying to build up over on TikTok, trying to build on Twitter or X. You can check all the other streaming services that I'm on, because, you know, what I realize about this opportunity is that it can be snatched away from you. So you got to be mobile. You got to be out here in all the places. So I'm on Kick, and I'm also on Twitch. We'll see. Yes, Don Lamont, I'm on X. I'm on X. I'm not on Twitter. That's the old man version. Like, what? The kids are gonna be calling it X, and we're gonna be still calling it Twitter. Like, yeah, I'm on that Twitter. Oh, follow me on Facebook. You said, yes, I do check my IG messages. Sometimes it goes to the general, so I don't see it necessarily. So bear with me. You know, if y'all want to submit me any videos that you want me to react to, do that. But yeah, check me out on other platforms. I'm actually streaming live on Twitter and Facebook right now. This is a multi-stream. I'm supposed to be on Kick, but something's going on with the software and Kick. It's not jiving. So maybe I'll have to do something exclusive over there. That's what I'm saying. It's about being platform agnostic. That is another term that you should put into your Rolodex. I can talk about business. It's another subject. I mean, you know, within reason. I'm not Elon Musk, but I'm pretty knowledgeable. So that's what I'm saying. It's been a good stream, y'all. I thank you for having me. Let me sign off with my sign off. 3, 2, 1. I'll be in here trying to have like my own little studio. I'll be setting it up. I'll be like, all right, gotta take that again. Let me get it right. Let me get it right. Give me one more take. Like Tom Cruise in this studio here. Anyway, if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification for all uploads. If you want to watch more, please watch one of these videos down below. Make sure you subscribe to the Patreon. This is Faucette Media. You see how I did that? You see how I got it. I don't know. I might mix it up, yo. I know there's a lot of people don't have a sign off like I do, but I like that kind of it's kind of news. You know, I don't know if it's Tom Brokaw. This is Faucette Media. You know, like it's a sign off. It just fit. It fit. It worked. What can I say? Anyway, y'all, it's been real.